War is fought not only with weapons, but with whispers. During World War II, armies relied on communication as much as firepower, but some of the most ingenious methods soldiers used to send secret messages were so effective, they're still classified today. Let's uncover 7 World War II communication tricks so effective they're still classified. Everyone knows about carrier pigeons, but few know that some birds were used to deliver coded messages inside hollow leg bands or microfilm capsules. So, British intelligence actually used special pigeons that were dropped behind enemy lines carrying false messages, just to test how German forces would try to decode them. The full details of these operations, well, they still remain classified under United Kingdom secrecy laws even today. This suggests, that those techniques probably influenced Cold War operations later on. Allied spies in occupied Europe, they got really creative and used laundromats as message hubs. Things like folds, stains, and even stitching patterns on laundry would actually indicate drop locations or times. It looked like innocent laundry, but, each fold actually represented a number or coordinate. The US OSS, or Office of Strategic Services, later used similar methods during Korea and Vietnam, but the original World War II codebooks are still sealed. Certain field radios could, amazingly, hide Morse code signals inside background static, totally invisible to ordinary receivers. This method allowed soldiers to send short bursts of encoded information that just blended right into normal transmission noise. The technology later evolved into early spread spectrum systems, which, by the way, are the forerunner of modern Wi-Fi encryption. The original blueprints, still classified by the US. So, invisible ink is nothing new, but during World War II, chemists actually developed compounds that only became visible when exposed to these very specific frequencies of ultraviolet light, frequencies so narrow they couldn't be detected with standard German scanners. Some of these chemical formulas, still remain secret because they inspired Cold War surveillance tech. The ingredients are actually still redacted from declassified OSS manuals today. Some units secretly engraved personalized Morse codes into the edges of their dog tags, just to identify captured soldiers or send short distress codes if they were imprisoned. It was an official policy, and technically it violated identification regulations, but after the war, intelligence agencies adopted similar covert ID concepts for undercover operatives. The full training manuals, still restricted. To avoid interception, engineers designed telephone units that transmitted voice signals buried within a secondary radio frequency, effectively creating a ghost signal invisible to ordinary listeners. Modern digital encryption systems trace their roots to this wartime invention, and details of how it worked are still locked away in United States Army archives, under, national security classification. Perhaps the most mysterious of all, Allied agents developed a method of printing micro-embossed messages on plain sheets of paper. The writing could only be read when light passed through at a specific angle. Few samples survive, and most information remains top secret. Historians believe it influenced early stealth communication methods used during the Cold War. WWII was a war of minds as much as machines. Soldiers, engineers, and spies created communication methods so far ahead of their time, even today's technology still draws from them. While we may never know all their secrets, one truth remains. In war, the message can be mightier than the bullet.